Yeah.
Hey.
It's your boy LQ, Real Deal Fantasy HQ, with my homies for the lunch hour. We are the Breakfast Club of the fantasy space. We've been confirmed. We've been stamped. They like to comment. My boy Robbie Rum Boys right down at the bottom to me. And then we got Javar for In Session. I'm on one. I'm lit.
I'm on one. Yeah, I'm ready, bro.
Bring that energy today, boy.
Yo, let me just really quick before we start the show. I gotta say, I'm the swaggiest pretty motherfucker up on this damn cast
here
right
we go.
now.
We ain't getting into that again. We ain't getting into that again.
Not again.
Not again.
Not again.
Hey, yo, I'm showing up in Cannes. Silk shirts only.
Nah.
Oh, still touching my body in Ohio, baby.
Hey. I was about to say that's how he gotta say it every time. Ain't nothing but silk touching my body.
Nothing but silk touching this body, boy. Stop playing with him.
Mike Lowry looking at Mike
Lowry.
What's good, homies? We got a good show, man. We got the good vibes. The vibe checks are checking in. We definitely got a good show on our hands. Great topics. But hey, my boy Robbie. Let's set the tone. Let's set the tone.
Yo, so let's go ahead. You already know what it is on the lunch hour, and we always bring you guys the latest and greatest in breaking news. Here at the top of the hour, confirmed from my source at The Athletic, ladies and gentlemen, on the trade block, Julio motherfucking Jones. Javar.
Trade block, it's a dog.
He's getting moved.
It's I mean, with the ownership, with the GM and head coach we have set in place, I feel like they're going to get back, something decent for Julio or something that will help our team eventually. So, it's unfortunate it's coming to his time. And if you as a football fan, I hate it, but as a football fan and also understanding how the money works, it has to shake. So I understand that situation and that it's a business at this point. And we coming into a new Falcon form. So
a new Falcon form? What the hell are y'all? The freeze of the NFL? I haven't even reached my final form.
I haven't reached my golden form.
We're about to go Super Saiyan in a couple of years.
Hey, yo, I'm not going to doubt y'all going to be the most passing offense this season, though. That's not something I'm going to put, past y'all without Julio or with him. So I feel like if y'all trade Julio, it has to be perfect. It has to be right. You don't want to give up too much, but you do want something in return. So I definitely think Julio on the move. Possible landing spots. I'm not going to say the Rams. I do not want him even near LA. Get him out of here. I don't want him. I'm thinking Tennessee, yo. Tennessee would be a nice spot. Nice.
The only 10 that I see.
And I think, who giving up that number 11 jersey? Honestly, I think Julio might grace and bless AJ Brown with that 11 jersey. He gonna be like, go ahead, little homie. Go ahead, show praise, show love. No. And then Julio gonna take number 10. Watch.
I like that. I like that because AJ Brown pays a lot of homage to Julio, so there's a lot of respect there. So that situation will help him grow and learn. So I love it for that situation. But man, I want to see him with Lamar, bro. Get Lamar that guy. So all this debate,
changing the entire offense to put Julio there.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that.
You remember Julio when he was in Alabama? It was just run, and throw that, and Julio was still productive. He's in his old age.
But this is Alabama. This is the NFL. This is NFL.
Right now.
The way Baltimore offense set up is similar. It's not similar to Alabama, but they run first to set up the pass situation.
So what you're saying is that Greg Roman runs a college-style offense?
No, they just run more.
I mean, yes, they run more, but
it's not college-style. Like they don't call college-style plays, but they just run more than
call it a hot take. Call it a hot take. Mm-hmm. Julio to the Chargers, to the Carson City Chargers. They need a wide receiver too. Keenan Allen can't keep doing it all himself. What other team needs a wide receiver too? Julio to the Chargers. They got the LA money. Yeah, exactly.
Henry.
I feel so. What I feel like they're gonna start the season off. Between the first four, I don't think it's gonna get traded until the season is going on. Because I feel like, they're going to wait it out and see how the offense is flowing. Because if they start off going, they kind of in a hot seat. But if they start off going 3,
they wouldn't announce it today if they weren't looking to move him before June 1st.
I mean, this is no secret. Everybody knew it was coming on. Once you structured Matt Ryan, it kind of just spelled it out right there. Julio was the odd player out. You're not going to trade Grady Jarrett. So Julio, once they restructured Matt Ryan, it just spelled it out for you what was going to happen. So it's no surprise. As a real football person, it's no surprise here. But as just a fan, you kind of at off.
So let me just say this for the football people out there. For those of you that are just football fans, okay? We have seen this before with great wide receivers. As long as they don't play for the damn Detroit Lions, they usually go to another team. Jerry Rice played in a different uniform. He played in multiple different uniforms. Randy Moss played in multiple different uniforms. He was a tight end once, believe it or not. We have seen this with great wideouts before. So I don't want football Twitter to go out and be like, oh, well, the Falcons are fucking up. Julio's a guy that you keep as a career guy. Bro, the wide receiver position always moves, baby. It always moves.
It does. And I definitely think, if the Falcons do end up moving them, like I said, the price has to be right. It has to be perfect. It can't be anything less than,
we make your quarterbacks look good. We are the baddest motherfuckers on the field. For the flashiest, highest paid motherfuckers on the field, we gonna move. We gonna go where that bag is at. Shout out to all the receivers out there.
I mean, hey, I feel like if it happens, it happens. It won't wait until week 1. It will happen maybe next month, maybe July. Who knows? I mean, I definitely think it's gonna happen soon. I think, people need to keep a close eye on this, and hey, we'll see. But let's stay on subject with the Falcons.
But before we end with Julio, where, as a fantasy perspective, where do you see the best fit for him to,
still maintain?
Just go back to that wide receiver 1. Yeah,
there's so many. The position is so deep. To be honest, the position is so deep.
For me to depend on Julio if moved to whatever team, for me to say he'll be a wide receiver 1, it honestly won't be any team we talked about. It won't be a team where we know he'll
be like Detroit.
It'll be something stupid like that. It'll be somewhere like that where it'll be more so annoying and less dependent as him as the wide receiver 1. Because I don't know, man. It's a weird spot to actually figure out where he will be great for fantasy. You know what I mean? Like real life, he'll fit anywhere.
I'll keep it a bean. I mean, is he going to be productive for you because he's just Julio Jones? Like, yes. But I mean, if you're looking for him, like wide receiver 1, like you said, Jafar, it's going to be a team where they have pretty much no identity as a wide receiver room, like Detroit. Like Detroit does not know who the hell, would be wide receiver 1. Now for dynasty players, they're going to be pissed if he lands in a situation like that because Amon-Ra St. Brown now takes a hit. But that would, so somewhere like that where they have no identity in their wide receiver room.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
All right. So just outside the blue.
New England has no identity as receivers.
Nelson Aguilar is the number 1 right now.
Yeah.
Let's just let that settle. He's the number 1 being talked about as the number 1.
If you're Vegas, you're probably picking up the phone because you're like, oh, if I put him opposite of Henry Ruggs, that gets Henry now more open. Yep. Places that just have no identity. Julio to Duval. I think Duval's trying to find identity with what they have. I think the Jacksonville's trying to find identity with what they have. That's why I didn't say them.
I'll be pissed if he went there. Honestly.
Yeah, they're trying to grow young. My bad to cut you off. LQ, you can go on to the next.
Oh, so the next. We're going to stay on the Falcons. Is it Mike Davis season? The overreaction from the last couple of days from that picture, the quads. It's irresponsible for some fantasy analysts to play into that. It's some irresponsibility.
Quad Twitter is a real thing.
I know. It's sickening. It's really sickening. Like it's like his ADP should not be rising now. Like it should not be going in rounds where he does not belong. Because, like I said, I'm all about expectation and I'm all about what I'm going to get in return. So is it Mike Davis season?
Yes.
Running back 2. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely. Running back 2 to a flex. Give me
Special
that.
guy.
Oh, shit.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Why does he always have to end up next to me, though? Like, that's the thing.
Troy be popping at the door like, what up, bitch?
Damn, bro, y'all look.
Look,
I
bro,
have no idea
trying to
what
feel
I'm
flow.
doing. You know what's up.
Yes, sir.
Damn,
We
I
got
y'all
to
wearing
the
black,
lunch.
man. I'm the only one wearing some color, just so y'all know.
Hey,
Hey,
it's all
Black
good.
Power.
Black power, baby, you love it.
Hey, Mike Davis, Troy, now, since we got you here, because I'm not going to go on my rant. I know that you only joined us for a little while. Is it Mike Davis season or no?
It is my Davis season, bro. I'm like, think of it. Like, who else they got? Like, here's the thing. It's more like it's Mike Davis season because they don't have a choice, right? Todd Gurley's still on the roster. We'll see if he stays on the roster, but we saw, unfortunately, that he's washed now, right? Javian Hawkins ain't doing nothing, bro. Like, look, this man is like what? He's like 150. I'm exaggerating.
He's an undrafted.
There's no way he's gonna get the full workload. Like
undrafted rookie.
Like, also, and then also Arthur Smith now. He's up with Atlanta, so I think it is. I just don't see who else is going to really be taking touches from him. I'm excited, and we saw what he could do last year. You know, obviously it's a different offense, but Mike Davis showed that he's a talented back. So I'm excited to see him get the opportunity to be that workhorse and alpha.
See, I don't even have to go on a rant because he said everything that I would have said just so calmly. Like that's how you don't go toxic right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna go toxic then. Let me go next, Navar.
Let me go next. Flirt 2, or can he flirt with the 1 range?
He can flirt with the 1.
Right.
Oh,
No,
1. I think he's a high-end RB2. To be honest, there are way too many good running backs. If we start listing all the running backs that are going to be RB1, Mike Davis ain't going to be an RB1. But I think he could definitely finish as a solid RB2, though.
Yes. Yes.
I'm on board with the running back 2 situation. If you look where did Gurley end up going last year, and we see how humble he was. Now you put in a Mike Davis who was highly productive. I don't see him
in Seattle and in Carolina.
Right, I don't see him getting as many touches as he got and with the Panthers, but I see him being efficient with it because the field is going to be spread wide open with all the talent at wide receiver that the Falcon has, especially if Julio stays. So he's going to be efficient with his touches, and he's going to get some touchdown deodorant, which is highly important. Talking about running back. That's why I think he's going to be a safe. That's why I think you can draft him as a safe running back too, because of the opportunity at the goal line.
I can't see myself going Saquon and then Mike Davis. I can't. No. Hear me out. I can't see myself going Saquon and then the next round I go tight end, maybe wide receiver, et cetera, and then get Mike Davis as my running back too. I can't feel that. I can't believe that.
Mike Davis ain't going all that far. That ain't going to happen. Like, you're never going to see that.
Unfortunately, because of the goddamn quad picture, that is ridiculous. That's exactly why I'm not buying. That hype is ridiculous. It doesn't make sense to me. He's a low-end RB2 for me. He's not fast. He doesn't have breakaway speed. It's nothing that's great.
The man is a hammer, bro. The man is a tank. Look, he just lowers his shoulders.
Hear me out. Let me get the pros in. I'm gonna pepper y'all with some good news.
All right,
now, we saw Todd Gurley with 42 rushing attempts.
Fucking Salt Bay.
We've seen Todd Gurley have 42 rushing attempts. He banged out 8 of those touchdowns in the red zone. Of course, this is going to be a pass-heavy offense. I believe they're going to be living and breathing through Pitts, Ridley, if Julio's still there, Russell Gage, whoever else is on that roster to be the wide receiver 3.
Mike Davis ate Todd Gurley. Did you not see the picture?
Listen, if they go into that situation to keep that red zone focus similar to that, because we know Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, they don't like red zone touchdown. They don't like TDs. That red zone offense has been questionable. Very questionable the last couple of years. So I think scoring opportunity is there for Mike Davis. I think volume is king. Shout out to Carlos for saying that. I definitely feel like Mike Davis is a low-end RB2 still because you're going to be depending on him to get a touchdown to bring home the goal, people. You're going to be dependent on him to actually break 10 points every week.
I just want to let you know. I just want to say, before you go, Rod, I just want to let you know when you were describing Mike Davis, you was also describing James Robinson, who got all the volume last year. And
Why?
He was.
Why did James Robinson eat? And why is he not eating this year?
So, and James Robinson was 5. So if you knock off, I'm gonna do the math later. If you knock off around 20%, I'm pretty sure James Robinson is still
take away James Robinson targets.
Take
away his targets. Make him a Mike Davis or what he's about to be in this offense. You think you're going to see Mike Davis with 60 targets this season?
Bro, Mike Davis is going to eat, bro. Mike Davis is going to eat regardless.
He doesn't need 60 targets, though.
No.
Mike Davis doesn't need 60 targets.
RB2, y'all said high end, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to see 60 targets? That's what a high end RB2 is right now.
He doesn't need to see that. He doesn't need to see that because of his playing style.
But let's not move the goalposts. We're talking about James Robinson right here. He just mentioned James Robinson and how he's not explosive, no breakaway speed, and all the other shit, right? He ate because of PPR. That's it. That's honestly it. You take away those target opportunities.
I'm not going to do the comp, right? But here's the thing with Davis. He's not going to get.
It can't be that.
He's not going to get 60 targets in the offense because they have so many other weapons like Pitt.
Thank you.
But the thing is,
and they're going to lose Julio.
And they might lose Julio, but the thing about it is that Todd Gurley, we've shown that like they want to run the ball, right? They're going to be running the ball in that offense. That's what he's going to do. It's going to be volume and touchdowns. I believe that Mike Davis can do that. He's talented enough where he's going to do that. But the thing is, high in RB2, like, you know, I'm not saying he's going to be RB13, but like there's a range, right? Like he can definitely
15. I'll say 15. I'll say 15.
That's where I'm at.
I'll buy it 15,
17.
Yeah, and he's also like he's just gonna be Todd Gurley in the beginning of the season last year, right? You can't rely on touchdowns, but Mike Davis can be more efficient in that role, in that offense, right? You ain't gotta put some scrubs like Ito Smith in there to like take care of the volume. Like Mike Davis can handle that, right? And I believe that he's gonna show. And look, he ain't gonna look. Maybe he'll get on the field a couple of times, but he ain't gonna take away that much rushing from Mike Davis. And also in your strategy, right? So LQ, you said that you don't want to take him as your RB2, whatever, right? There are plenty of people who are going to the draft with different strategies. I'm not a zero RB guy, but if you're a zero RB guy, you can take Mike Davis maybe in a couple rounds later and like give him as your RB1. And I think that will work, right? If that's your RB1, you're going zero RB, you structure your team a certain way. I think your team could work out if you go like that.
I need him as my RB3, but I want y'all to answer this, right? You made me lose a train of thought of the point I was going to make, but
good.
I want y'all to understand my standpoint. I'm not saying do not draft Mike Davis. That's not my standpoint. That's not my flag.
Right.
My flag is expectations. Is he a start and forget every week?
You don't have high expectations. You don't have the high expectations.
I'm not going in thinking I'm going to get this when I know it's not that from what we saw the last 4 years from the Falcons organization, from the offensive coordinators. They haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2016. And some people may not think that's a lot, but that is fucking a long time.
That's a long time. You're right.
That's a long time. That's 4 years. That's Devontae Freeman.
So they're going to be a completely different team.
And I'm not going to play that role. I'm not going to play that trending role to where, hey, you know, this is what they did for the last 4 years. There's a new offensive coordinator. They got Dave Ragone. He's a passing coordinator, a QB coach from the Bears, and et cetera.
Z2, I'm not reaching over a picture. I'm reaching over what he did last year at Carolina. And I'm going off of that. The picture just adds on to it.
I just need to cherry on top. Understand expectations. People are going to be going in and believing everything I'm saying. The pros are there. The cons are also there.
Nobody's saying draft him over like somebody putting him over Miles Sanders or CEH. Once those guys
no. This ain't about none of the running backs in those rounds. We're talking about you going Saquon, tight end, wide receiver, whatever, and then Mike Davis. That's my point. This is strategy. What I'm saying is you waiting to get your RB2 and that to be Mike Davis. That's fucking loony. That's fucking loony.
I don't know if
I don't think it is. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I literally hate it. You'll be lacking at the running back position. I promise you that.
I mean, you'll be lacking at the running back position, but you'll have a lot of other trade pieces. Like if you got a good mouthpiece and you can talk your way into any trade, you ain't worried about that.
Why deal with unnecessary work every week?
But
I'm
here's
a guy
the
that
thing,
will
bro.
win the
Like,
draft.
gonna kill you, bro. If he's your RB2 and you're the way you
Thank
talk,
you.
right? If you
I ain't saying he killing you,
got
but
your stud
you're
tight end,
lacking.
You got
You're
your wide
lacking.
receiver, right? Look,
No,
you just need
Saquon
your
can
RB2 to put up, not to kill you, right? That's all you need. Mike
Yup.
Davis, he ain't
15
gonna
to
kill
20
you.
I
That's
need.
all you're
I
looking
need
for.
15 to 20
RB2.
every week from you as my RB2. That's how I run that shit. That's how you win. In
It's-
my opinion.
that's damn
In
near
my
RB
opinion.
numbers. Am I right? 15 a week.
Look, that means you ain't using the strategy that you talking about. That means you going running back.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's no.
I'm
saying.
just saying.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is
I got
can
him.
back you guys.
I win.
You get confused
Fuck
with 15
Fuck
every
that.
week.
Listen, all I'm saying is I don't feel
Like
comfortable.
300 points.
Y'all didn't answer my question. Is he a start and forget?
I don't think
Is he
anyone's
starting every
no
week?
one's a starting to forget him unless you one of the top running backs. You're not starting to forget. I
Your
don't think
RB2 should be.
RB2 is a start.
Your RB2 should be. You should have no questions about your RB2. Why?
You don't have no questions when they.
If I got him at a flex, I'll go ahead and say I'll start and forget him.
Thank
There,
you,
is that a
Robbie.
PG?
Expectations. Okay,
Nope.
that feels better. That sounds better to me as your flex.
I feel
You
safe
sound
for
crazy as hell to me.
Mike Davis. I feel safe with Saquon. Saquon putting up 20-something a week, and Mike Davis putting in 20, and then he'll come in a week and have 18 and go. I mean, not putting 20. He'll put 12, 10, then he'll come in
I'll
a
be
week.
firmly
yeah,
fine.
Dipset.
I can't wait until they fucking pick up another one. They gonna pick up Le'Veon Bell. I can't wait.
I'm
Saquon,
untying this motherfucker, man.
Hey, we got some questions. Let's do some Q&A real quick. Troy, I don't know how much time you got, but if you got to dip at any time,
I'm good for like another 5 minutes or so.
bet.
I got time today.
My brother. We really
I do something to I'll tell y'all later what I did.
So Z2, he's saying, are we buying Davis over Miles Sanders, CH, and redraft?
No, yeah, we answered that one. Yeah, no.
We ain't
But
crazy. Like we got a little common sense. Come on.
Right.
I smoke
if
weed,
he
not
missed out-
anything else. Shit.
I don't smoke crack.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Look. People gonna cancel it. We say, "Oh, Mike Davis over like CH."
Exactly.
It's been happening. I'm not gonna say no names, but it's been happening. But next question.
Henry or Najee.
Like this, I figure Mike Davis would be. You remember Drake last year? He felt disappointing, but he was still a running back 2 for you.
Oh, like Joe Mixon.
So
Don't do that.
that's why I feel like Mike Davis. When you draft
We're having a
Mike
good day
Davis,
today.
as long as you draft him as your running back 2, you know what I'm saying? You'll feel you're gonna get your money back.
Like Joe
Yo,
Mixon.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Mike.
Look,
I mean,
I'm
if
gonna
Joe Mixon
talk about the
played
question
out,
real quick.
he
So
would
the
have been
question on the screen, right? I'm
Thank you, Troy.
smashing the Najee side.
facts.
The Najee
yes.
side, easy, bro. Give me the Najee side. all
Najee.
day. I know. Look, but
Right.
saying Derrick Henry is Robbie's boy, so I'm curious
Yeah.
what he's gonna say.
Exactly. That's why I was like, let me like this right now.
Yeah,
I'm
bro,
a Derrick Henry truther. We got rings together, multiple rings together. That's like when you have a ring with the player. It's like motherfucker having kids. You can't just let that shit go. You got to make it work. So until Derrick Henry proves otherwise, I'm sticking with him.
No, but I know. No, this ain't a knock on Derrick Henry, right? Derrick Henry, he's closing on 30. Najee, he's a rookie who's going to be getting a lot of volume. He's going to be in the league we're assuming he's going to be very productive. Judy, he's going to be in his second year, right? Obviously, his rookie year was okay. Like, he had a lot of bad quarterback play. And then you get a 22 seconds. Yes, please take the Najee side.
Smash.
Please,
Smash that shit.
Troy is right. I'm just being emotional, and that's me being light skinned, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
What up, Manny? But listen,
What up, Manny? Oh, we got another one. Matty Daddy. Oh,
hold up.
yeah,
I
bro.
like this one. I've
been seeing this a lot lately.
I just did a video on it.
That's a sports meet battle right there.
I'm
That's
fucked
a
up
good
that with this one. I don't know. I legit don't know, and I'm not trying to play the homer card because both. Yeah, I want both of them. If I can get both. I want them, but redraft is not looking like you're gonna get both. You're gonna only get one or the other. So on the clock, I'm gonna start with y'all. Akers or Gibson?
Just looking at that question grows gray hairs and stresses me out because I want both. I'm a truther of both.
Because you think you can get both, but you
I
not.
feel like Matty Daddy wrote this to like just be like, Robbie, now do what you gotta do. I'm like,
No, because he knows that you are a Washington fan and LQ a Rams fan. That's maybe the reason he mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
we're both high. We're both really high on him. Damn it, I'm gonna go Gibson. Go Gibson.
No, I'm not even mad. I'm going Akers,
man.
ADP is what won. ADP is what won for me, and I think that Gibson can truly be RB6 this year. Like I think that he will end as RB6. Like I'm stamping that.
But here's the thing. I'll look, both of them, like both of them are going to be great, right? But I had to play devil's advocate, right? So let's look at Gibson. Gibson's going to get the work. He's going to get the volume. But I don't think J.D. McKissic just magically disappeared, right? J.D. McKissic was involved. I know that towards the end of the season, Gibson was taking over, like, the lion's share. And I think, look, Gibson's still going to be great, right? I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, just trying to throw some things out just for us to consider. They got Curtis Samuel now. I don't know how they're going to use him, if it's just going to be strictly just as a wide receiver. They're going to be doing some packages with him out of the backfield, right? You got Terry, you got Diami Brown. So you got like other options now, like, you know, outside of
but that whole line is stacked in Washington. Like them is some hogs on that line. Like that shit reminds me of freaking like when I watch old school film, like it reminds me of the Hogs from the 90s, bro. There's some big boys. I don't know, man.
But also I will say that the Rams are going to be more of a running team. They have Stafford.
The hardest question we've ever gotten.
I think the offense is going to be designed around Akers versus Washington. I think they just have multiple options. So that's the way I take it. Again, we're splitting hairs here. They're both going to be very good and finish close.
Yes,
but I take Akers slightly.
I'm
Stafford. Though.
I'm going Gibson. You know, I feel like you just get your guy at this point. But me, I would go Gibson right here because I just feel like Washington has that stacked defense. And, you know, it's going to be games where the defense is doing their job. And
it's going to create opportunities.
Yeah, Rams got the number one defense. We can hold that same argument.
And then when it comes to the Rams, Akers has a running back that's right behind him who has proved he can handle the load too. So he has a little bit more pressure behind him, whereas Gibson, he's a good step ahead of all the running backs in that room right now.
Absolutely.
So that's the only reason I would take Gibson at that point in time, and that's a right now.
But I do want to say something, right? So there was a recent comment about Gibson's going to get more receptions, right? Why is that? We know he's going to be involved in the rushing game, but Akers is still going to get targeted out of the backfield.
Yes.
It's not I get that.
We saw Akers in a wildcat, my nigga. Like,
So I'm saying it's like he's going to be very involved in offense. So I don't think that it's just as simple as Gibson's going to get more receptions. Akers going to get receptions too.
Here's my thing with these two, you're talking about a literal can't miss play.
Right, of course.
No.
So you nitpick. You just got nitpick.
Exactly.
You got to go get your guy. That's what it comes down to, dead ass. It really gets to the point where, like, you know what? I feel more comfortable with said player. So, honestly, they're both great players.
Those motherfucking offenses, both of the teams. Oh, my gosh.
Like I said, both cases we can hold. They both have good defenses. 1 and 2, maybe. So it's like the only thing I will say, though, Henderson will be more involved in the offense than we actually believe. Then J.D. McKissic will be more involved in the offense with Gibson. That's the only thing I would probably take Gibson.
But they're both so explosive with what they do. Like it's it's a
small amount of opportunities. They made a whole lot of opportunities. So it's like,
hey, that's the best question. Shout
out to you, Maddie.
That we've ever gotten.
I'll put it like this.
But I got to head out to everybody. It's been dope. We'll talk later.
We'll tap in
later. Y'all
yes, sir.
Salute, my G.
Appreciate you coming through. But I just want to add another thing where I'm looking at when it comes to Gibson and Akers. You know, what's attractive with Akers is McVay in that offense. You know, he's gonna draw up some beautiful plays that just get him in the open field, and he's gonna work, and that attracts you to it. And then,
but you got Scott Turner too, though. Like you also got a really good offensive coordinator in Scott Turner in Washington. I mean, he's Norv Turner's son. Like, dude.
Yes, it's get your guy here. So, you know, it's no wrong here. And at the end of the season, somebody's going to finish higher than the other. I give it a plus or minus 2 or 3 within those two finishing if no injuries occur.
Yeah. Y'all ready to get into another topic?
Hold up. We at the halfway mark. We're going to take a little small commercial break. We got to pay
some bills.
Yes, sir. Now, for the IDP players out there in the community, if you are out there, you need guidance. You need some facts. You need some stats to help you bring home the gold. This is where you need to be at.
What's good, IDP Army? It's Jordan Rains, and quickly I want to tell you guys today about the big project I've been working on, the Ultimate IDP Index. The Ultimate IDP Index is the #1 resource for IDP fantasy football players, rookies or veteran for 2021. Inside, you're going to find contract information, tiered IDP rankings, detailed player production profiles going back to 2017, suggested trade values, and a whole lot more, including unique write-ups, unique videos that will only be available within the Ultimate IDP Index. But to me, probably the most valuable thing is the fact that the trade value estimation tool is going to be updated weekly, so you'll always be aware of what a player is worth in your Dynasty League at any given moment. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for the IDP Army Patreon today. Patreon.com/the IDP Army. Join the Black Ops tier and join the IDP Army today.
Gang, fellas. Smooth ass music behind that. I was just straight vibing like, oh, shout out to Jordan Rains, IDP monster out in these communities. Please go follow. Please go subscribe.
You still got the Mike Davis banner up, motherfucker.
Hey, yo, chill out. We getting out of that. Now we about to get into the ADP risers, the ADPs that are on the up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love this.
Let's talk Grizzy, because I know we got some smoke for this too. We already talked about Mike Davis, so we know that's going to rise. We know that's going to jump 2 rounds. That's facts. That's facts. Like, that's unfortunate. I want to stand by what I said.
Then Miles Sanders jumped 2 rounds last year or something.
That shit was disgusting. Him and Kenyon Drake. They went 111, 112. That was the most disgusting thing I ever seen in my life from the community. But moving on, we're going to get into Trey Sermon. 49ers. I think his ADP is going to be on the rise once we get close to the training camp, once we start hearing beat writers saying he's taking reps with the ones.
Yep. Speaking of training camp, make sure everyone out there watching, if you guys have a podcast or whatever, you got your brand, get your freaking media passes. Start sending your emails out now so that you can get your credentials. But no, Trey Sermon, that's a guy that I look forward to when we send our for runboys.com, we send our 49ers guys out to camp. And I'm looking forward to what those guys report this year, because I think that we're going to see some things in camp, with the way that Trey Sermon is utilized. And he's easily probably the most talented back in that room already at such a young age, because of the things that he does, and he can actually be a bowling ball for them. I think that Mostert could possibly be traded, which could open it up more so for Sermon, and that's what is also going to affect the ADP going up. But I'm all in on the Sermon train, especially, kind of how our conversation earlier with Mike Davis. If he's there in those later rounds, this is a guy that I'm willing to buy, and also a guy that I'm willing to buy to fuck over the zero RB truther.
How I feel about it, everything you said was on point, by the way.
Thank you.
I feel like it's going to come down to, once we hear those reports of him taking the ones, already knowing Jeff Wilson's there, Wayne Gallman's there, Mostert's still there. If I hear any talks that Trey Sermon is taking ones, that's a reasonable ADP rise. That's a reasonable, ADP where I can pay the price where he's still not too expensive. He may come out of the, he might break, let's say, the 10th, 9th round. I'm okay with that, honestly, because at that point, he'll probably be what? Would you agree? Probably like RB4 on your team. He won't be anything too crazy. He won't be a starter on your lineup. Agree?
Agree. But so what if he's the beat writers, or are they saying he's taking the second reps behind Mostert? Are you still buying, or are
I'm still probably buying.
I'm still buying.
He could be a league winner. I feel like Mostert's going to get hurt. We know that. I hate. We hate putting that in atmosphere, but this is football. We're analysts now. Like we're to the point where we know he's going to miss games. Like Dalvin Cook's going to miss games. Odell Beckham going to miss games, et cetera, et cetera. We know Mostert's going to miss games. Who's going to step up? It's either going to be Wayne Gallman or Trey Sermon. I think Wilson kind of takes the back seat on this, even though he looked better than Mostert in most games last season. But that's last year. There's a different atmosphere. There's no COVID. There's no restrictions, training camp, OTAs. All this is going on. Everybody's doing that full work. Yeah. Exactly. Different energy, different vibes.
And even on what you're saying, all those running backs should probably the running back 3. I can even see somebody stashing the running back 3 in San Francisco on a team if you got a large enough bench. But I'm just listening to, I don't care who's the 1 and 2. I'm still buying when it comes to Shanahan and his offense. He always had running backs that were both. He always had 2 running backs that started on somebody's team every week in fantasy.
This is a guy.
So whoever wins the running back 1 or 2, I'm buying. Then the 3, I'm kind of rostering. So when somebody get hurt, they're gonna step in line and could help you out in the flex a couple of weeks. So
this is with this San Francisco 49ers situation, with this running back room. One with Trey Sermon, this is a guy that I think that he'll really emerge, as the season progresses, and then we'll really start seeing that. And then where LQ saying he's a league winner, I think that you're going to see the narrative of like you're not sure. He kind of starts off a little bit slow, and then the next thing you know, like week 4, 5, 6, it's how Gibson kind of was last year, where it was like people were like at the beginning of the season, like, I don't know, and then all of a sudden Gibson just started going in, and like it was like boom, like everyone was like, I need Gibson, I'll trade for Gibson, give me Gibson. I think that we could possibly see that.
Yeah, it's too late at that point.
Yeah,
we jump on it now. That's why you get it.
Unless you did it the first week, he boom. If you did it the first week, you probably could have.
Yeah, true. Waiver wire or whatever.
But no, I mean, and another situation where I think that Sermon could be a value play for you is I spoke about this Tuesday with Jake Seeley on our network. And me and Jake, we were talking about what do you do, with this whole handcuff thing, because a lot of people now are starting to abandon handcuffs because there's now more value in other places, and there's other ways where you can fuck over the other person by snatching up their handcuff. I'm looking at a situation where, okay, if I have Dalvin, if I have Kamara, Barkley, like any of these guys that can get that you pick high but could get hurt, I'm looking at Sermon could be a guy in there with, Pollard or Madison or, maybe one of those other guys that you snatch up, and they can now come in and step in and fulfill a role for you mid-season when injuries and fatigue start to settle in. So just keep that strategy in mind. Think about that scenario. This is fantasy football, so you need to be thinking about all things holistically.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Javar, you got anything to add to that? So I want to throw another guy that I think is not being taken serious. There was just a report about an hour ago, Anthony Lynn, saying Jamal Williams looks like the A situation in the running back room. Now, I'm pretty sure what he means by that, he's probably talking about the 1A, 1B situation. Obviously, Jamal Williams is not better than Swift, but for him to look at him in that light, do we take that into consideration? And does this rise his ADP just a tad bit to where we have to start putting him on the radar? Because there's been drafts where I've seen him go in the 14th, 15th, almost undrafted. We're talking redraft, mock drafts and situations where he's not even really being considered as a threat.
Yeah, well, I'm not really buying into it until, when we come to preseason and we seeing how many reps he taking from Swift, not Swift. How many reps he taking from the one. But until this point, until we see it, if he's just getting 8 carries a game and not really getting no red zone, it's not really buying it.
We saw Williams be a pest. Not completely a pest, but a little bit annoying taking red zone touches. We've seen him do that. And I feel like Anthony Lynn's system, if we're not mistaken, he always had that 1-2 punch. Both them running backs 8. Not 8 for the obviously 1B will probably be, if we go back to the Chargers days where Eckler finished 8, RB8, and then Melvin Gordon holding out that year, he finished running back 23, I believe. So that's a system where you had a guy that missed 6 games still end up as a top 25 running back. You still got him involved. You still was able to feed him later in the season. So I think this could be a 1-2 punch that Anthony Lynn's probably going to run. And I definitely think, it should be taken into consideration that Williams should be rostered. He's definitely a handcuff that I think needs to be looked at. He could possibly be, the pass catching back out of there as well. He could be the, the red zone back they go to in that 1B, 1A situation, whatever they're going to do with it. I think Swift is still the best player
But this still, yeah.
on that roster, but Williams needs to be taken somewhat serious.
You need to take Jamal Williams serious because of and if you're not an analytics freak, that's fine. If you're a film guy, then let that speak for itself. Watch the games when Aaron Jones is no longer in, and then I need you to I need you to have 2 screens in order to do this homework assignment, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to have 2 screens, maybe your phone or something else. While you're watching the film, I need you to look at his actual in-game stats, and I need you to then turn around and look at his fantasy stats. And then I need you to talk to someone that has rostered Jamal Williams, and they're going to tell you their testimony. And you're going to realize why you need to take this guy serious. It could be a 1-2 punch at Detroit, and I ain't mad at it, and I'm not mad at rostering Jamal Williams, especially and where I can get him at all.
It just looks ugly. It just looks
like this. If Detroit offense were looking like they were going to be a productive offense, I can buy in, but they're not going to be a productive offense. It's not going to be many rushes for him to be had because they're possibly not going to be able to run a lot. They're probably passing, and that just leaves to Swift the extreme talented person in that situation. So the situation is just not as sexy and ideal for Jamal Williams for me. You know,
so you're looking at it from
if I have Swift, I understand why he's on your roster.
I don't feel that this Detroit team is going to pass the way that we envision just because of, and I think that LQ will probably agree with me in this, that it's Jared Goff. It's not Jared Goff with McVay. This is normal Jared Goff now.
With no McVay, him holding his hand in the huddle, helping him read defenses, repeating the play 3-4 times, 15 seconds, the headset cuts off, he forgets what the play is, not going through his reads. I can go on and on about this, you know what I mean? So this is what we're going into.
The safest thing with this Detroit Lions team to do is to run the rock and attack the middle of the field and try to eat linebackers up.
Goff's hands as much as possible. That's what we're going to be looking at, and that's the only reason why Swift is a buy. You're going to see a ton of targets. You're going to see a ton of catches, maybe some scoring opportunities. I only see 6 to 8 touchdowns from Swift.
You got it, because if you're Detroit with all that news,
rushing rushing and receiving.
I'll say rushing.
Combine them.
Even probably like 3. So he'll probably pop off 10 touchdowns total this season.
That's
I don't think 10. I don't think he'll be a 10 touchdown guy.
But I'm saying 6 to 8. It could be 6.
I could see 6. Yeah, I could see 6 to 8. Maybe Williams gets like 3 or 4. You know, like. I'm not. The Lions are not a team that I'm in a rush.
They don't produce good running backs anyway. Historically, I mean,
aside from Barry Sanders, and Adrian Peterson, but
like how many years removed was it since fucking Reggie Bush had 1,000 yards? Like fucking
Reggie. They do actually. That's all they really do is do well with running backs. I mean, really quick, I do like what Z2 said in the chat about Michael Carter.
He had 10 touchdowns last year already in that limited role, and you saying he only gonna have 10 next year? I doubt it.
Worse, they lost all their wide receivers.
They all lost all their wide receivers.
He's gonna get it, just like
and they have no defense. And they have no defense.
Right.
They also have Matthew Stafford as quarterback, my guy.
But
Exactly. Put them in the red zone. Stafford put them on the 10.
That team got a lot worse from where they already were. The Detroit Lions got a lot worse from where they already were. But with the Michael Carter question, Z2, absolutely. His ADP is already steadily rising. The only thing that we're realistically missing is exactly your comment of a report, saying in some black and white saying Michael Carter taking reps with ones and a really dope Instagram video and skyrocket, baby.
Done. That's all we're waiting for, the hype video. And that's it. His ADP already knew was going to rise, being that there's nobody behind him that really realistically take any touches. I'm not afraid of Tevin Coleman.
I'm not afraid of P. Ryan. Nah.
I'm not afraid of P. Ryan. I'm not afraid of some guy named Ty Johnson, who we don't even know who he is.
Ty Johnson was that commodity last year that everyone threw their fan budget at for like a week.
Idiot. He did 3 great things in that game.
Hey,
I remember he played for Detroit when Kieran Johnson got hurt too.
Yeah, carry on. Fucking, I told everybody. I sat back and I laughed at all my league mates that ran out and did it. I am the person that saves their fab. Like if you're in a league, it's probably best to do not invite me to leagues that use fab because I'm really good with math, and at that point, I just like account my way through the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean at that point, I'm hoarding shit too. That's my strategy. I'm the scumbag that does that.
Yeah. Oh, don't give me a fad. But
that one year, I had Lindsey and TJ Yeldon just dying on my bench, just dying. I didn't even need them. They were just really putting up 20 points on my bench, just rocking. Like I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'll probably only do like one league where waivers will be fab this year. But like, yeah, like don't do it to yourself.
You finally did that in my home league, so I'm excited for that. But
when it comes to Michael Carter, man, if he's getting the ones, before I buy into it, I just got to hopefully they have a preseason so I can see it on tape. I have something to see with film.
Can we use that formula? Buy him as key here
because
he gets 20 touches a game.
If they're using them right and correctly, and it looks good on film. Once I see a couple plays, then I accept his ADP rise. But just off beat writer saying something, Tevin Coleman, he's going to get a couple. He's going to steal some of his receptions and touches.
I don't think so.
Yards per carry.
I don't think so.
Look up Tevin Coleman's fucking yards per carry for the Falcons, bro.
Carlos said fab will be waiver priority all day.
When you acquire Tevin Coleman, you always get him in a row. Even when he went to San Francisco, it's a row for him. He's going to get some touches.
His yards per carry with Atlanta was very impressive. I'll say that with the limited role he had. He made every opportunity count. So I think he was almost averaging almost 5 yards per carry. So I definitely think he'll get his role there. He'll get his touches. He'll get his shine. You know what I mean?
Yo, really quick. What Carlos comment, he said fab over waiver priority all day. I don't know because fab makes it to where you get all the guys that are just like that. It makes it kind of easy. I'll be honest. It makes it really easy.
Here's my problem with fab, especially in the first year you're doing fab. You'll get that idiot that'll get a hot commodity. Let's just say, Ty Johnson ends up out of nowhere just start going off. You'll get that idiot that'll drop $85 a fab. Wait, why would you do
exactly? That's what I'm saying. It handicaps it. It handicaps it.
It does because you got an idiot that will do that.
Exactly. There's so many.
No, listen. So if that idiot does that, so if it's $100 fab and he dropped 85 on one player, the rest of the season he can't drop no more fab. He gonna miss out.
That's why it's a handicap. That's what I just said.
He's setting up other people for success.
Exactly.
We're grown out here. What are you talking about handicap? We go to the store, we make money, we finance money every day to pay bills, and you talking about somebody don't know how to work $100 in the fab? Stop it, fab. We grown men.
Bro,
you think that you can stop on yo?
Hey, I love it.
Nobody stop it.
I'll say this: if you are playing against me,
you tell me I can't get nobody because I picked up somebody last week.
Yo, you see that shit? Tell me that ain't real.
My brother spent 100 on Hollywood Brown after week 1 a couple of years ago. Like, see what I'm saying? Like,
he thought that shit would refresh, didn't he?
Bro,
next week that shit come back.
Bro, I was in a league. I was in a league last year where we had two stacks for fab, bro. And man, what I tell you, motherfuckers was just blowing like shit left and right. 500 here. Like
if I just put 100 to make it simple, so you put 10 or 12. It's simple. You put 2,000, that's doing too much. Just put a simple $100, and bro. people once we switch the tab, it feel like it's more competitive now because everybody has this opportunity to go get this player now. It ain't just if
you don't want to hear how I do it.
If the last person who haven't picked up a player, he gonna get it. That was lame. Now it's like everybody got an opportunity to go compete for this player. So be smart with your.
Here's how I've been doing.
I spent $10 fab last year in a league where we had $100 cap. I won that championship still with $90 left.
Drafted correctly and traded correctly. Correctly. That's what you're supposed to do. But here's how I do it in my home league. We've been doing this for 4 years now, bro. Cutthroat season is the name of the league. We do first come, get served. You wake up at 6:50. No, what is it? 7:59, 8 o'clock. That's when the waiver wire opens. It causes chaos. It causes chaos. You got everybody on the app ready to go, pushing that add button, and then as soon as the clock hit 8, boom, whoever hits it first gets it. That's how we run that shit.
I'm with that.
But no, one homie was teaching in Italy though, so it was all fucked up for him, bro.
Oh,
the time zone was crazy, so he was getting pissed. But it keeps things kind of fair. Like, wake up, you want that dude you saw him go off on Sunday, you wake up on Tuesday, go get him. Then
I like the adrenaline rush of having to wake up. Yeah, I like that adrenaline rush of having to wake up. You know, make the picks or
I like the auction thing with the Fab, like, bro, because it's really how much you value him. You're like, man, he worth a little $12. Nah, then somebody else like $20. And so it's just something else to talk about. It's just like trade value when it comes to the Fab. It's another competitive thing that adds to the lead and something else to talk about to put in the chat and add a little spice of lead. I was against Fab at first. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this year for Fab. For my home league, we'll see how it go. And damn. But
like he said, like Carlos said, if my stud running back get hurt, I should have an opportunity to bid for him, not the person who had nobody got injured on this team. He just picked him up because
he like one in seven.
First one in line. So that's why I think it's just more fair, and it just puts more of a game manager. We all GMs here. It just put more on you to show your talent.
I'll say that.
That waiver wire is the handicap that y'all.
It makes you a real GM.
Makes you more responsible and learn the game. So that's where I'm at with it. We all grown men here.
Nah, I love fantasy football. So hell yeah, but nah.
This is gonna be a great season, fellas. This was a great lunch hour too.
It was
some fire content, fellas. We got to keep this
content only.
We still ain't got a name, but I think we just sticking with the lunch hour, right?
Yeah, we just sticking with the lunch hour.
It is what it is at this point. The lunch hour, we the Breakfast Club people. Thank you guys for watching Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Where can they find you, Robbie?
Google me, rumboys.com. Catch me everywhere. Sports Me app. Download that mug. Let's go.
Javar, what up?
Javar in Session on Twitter, part of Fantasy in Session. You can catch us. We pod later today around 7 o'clock Eastern. Talk about NFC North.
Hey, tonight, me, Troy, Marcus Grant, we're doing a comic book Marvel only tiers bracket, and we're going to get into some spicy takes, man. I mean, I can't wait. I'm hyped. I can't wait to step away from fantasy for a little bit and talk some Marvel comics and shows, cartoons, etc., etc. So we'll see you guys next week, same time. We're going to keep the same time.
We're going to keep
I said we bring a guest next week. Let's try to bring a guest on.
We can make it work. We can make it happen.
Yeah, let's try to do that because I think in season we're going to be picking up. We're going to be busy, booked and busy. We're going to get a big guest. I already know. I got somebody in mind. But we'll talk. Hey, see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Thank you.